Happy holidays from everyone here at the table. I am Midgarin, joined once more by a cast of wonderful and affordable role players. This time, we're doing things a little different and bringing you a two-part holiday special over the next 2 weeks. Let's jump in as the Sunday Nights present to you Into the Darkness, a Kringlefest story. When last we left our heroes, Zenora had fallen to the onslaught of the toy soldiers. Gilly lies dying in the snow. Fortunately for him, Kragnar knew a little bit of battlefield medicine, was able to stabilize him, but he's not looking good. Keljor is just rife with pain and anguish right now over the loss of his dear friend. And that building is looking fairly flammable now. So, what are the three of you doing?
I'm being passed out.
Keljor looks at Kromnar and says, "We need to get them out of here and re-strategize. For Keljor wants to burn down that building."
Well, I was going to ask if the building was a safe place, but if you want to burn it down, it doesn't make it very safe. Where will we go?
Back into trees. Big goat man inside building. Keljor will tell you more when we get to a safe place. How heavy is Gilly?
As a turtle, Gilly is several hundred pounds.
Okay.
No problem.
I think Keljor would be able to carry him because of the racial feat that he has.
I said no problem. I rolled a 22 on my strength to pick up the turtle.
With a 22 to your strength, Kramnar will heft the large turtle bard upon your shoulders, slowly start to make your way away from the workshop. At that point, you hear the door behind you creak open.
Keljor, carrying Zenora's fallen form, will look back.
As you look back, the door creaks open very slightly. Out squeezes a very small creature, the size of another of those toy soldiers, but it seems to move in a more languid and a more fluid motion. Jolly, would you please describe your character for us?
Alright, so this is Jolly Lou. Her friends call her Jo for short. She is a little rock gnome. She has got bright red hair and green eyes. She is dressed in chainmail. She's got a giant-ass halberd strapped to her back. And she is currently running as quickly and as quietly as her tiny little legs can take her.
So we turn around and see that come out, and I'll be like, is it another one of them toys? What is it over there?
Keljor see little person.
Does Jo notice these guys yet?
They're not being sneaky. They are dragging a giant creature away from the workshop. You do see the toy soldiers strewn about, broken down. Some of them actually have smoke rising out of them.
How big are the toy soldiers?
They're your size.
Are they lighter than her, though?
No, they'd probably be around the same size.
She's gonna do a quick inspection to see if there's any of the other ones are out on patrol, and she's going to haul one of the less damaged ones off the tree line, and she's gonna say, hey, guys, we gotta get out of here! Let's go! And she's just gonna book it with this giant-ass thing on her back. Well, giant for her.
Keljor looks to Kromnar, a very weary and tired look on his face. He looks towards where Jolly has run off, gives a little nihilistic shrug, follows where she goes.
They couldn't get any weirder anyways. Let's go. As I continue to drag this apparently way heavier than I thought turtle.
Yeah, they're not light creatures, turtles.
Keljor volunteered to carry it, but no, Dwarfman had to show off.
I am strong. But even the most strong would struggle with this thing.
Once she stops moving, Keljor will catch up to her.
She will a ways into the tree line. Like, not overly far, but far enough that she is out of sight. At least, like, out of direct sight of the workshop.
Jolly, you head into the tree line, out of sight of the workshop, followed by Keljor and then Kramnar. Are you following behind them?
Yeah, I'm following.
So, Jolly, you know these woods fairly well growing up in the area. You know that there's like a small little rock that children sometimes would hide under. It's a fairly safe and a secluded area that you would probably be able to make a small little camp to just to rest yourself for a minute.
She actually is technically still a child, by gnome standards. She's in her teens, but that's still very much a child, which is why she's not a very high rank.
I see. So you actually have used this little outcropping recently, then.
Yep, she probably visits it often.
As you settle down, two people walk up to you. The other one seems to be dragged by a dwarf. Keljor, what are you doing with Zenora?
He's carrying her right now in almost an unconscious sort of way. He's forgotten that she's there, but hasn't let go of it yet. It's almost like someone needs to remind him to put her down, if he's ever going to put her down.
So, Jolly, you see a large furball walk up to you. In his arms is a very well-armored child. Not a gnome. Definitely not a gnome. Maybe a halfling? And the other one is a dwarf that is dragging a very large turtle. And strapped to the turtle seems to be a musical instrument.
So, why is everybody sleeping? You guys just take naps here, middle of a dangerous place?
She's dead.
Oh, those bastards.
Turtle not dead, though.
Yes,
Got anything to help with that?
he will be dead soon if we can't fix him.
I got something for that. I got something for that.
And she will hand over one of the potions that she was carrying. It is a standard Cure Light Wounds potion.
So the gnome hands you a vial filled with very bright red liquid with green swirls into it.
Make sure he drinks all of it.
Do I trust you? That's the thing. I don't think we really have a choice, though.
He'll be dead either way.
Yes. I'll pop the top off and I will feed it to my turtle comrade here.
Please roll 2d4 plus 2.
I do that, and I got 7 in total.
Gilly, a very strong taste of peppermint assails your tongue. Your eyes go wide open. You don't feel great, but you feel a lot better than you did.
So I'm assuming I feel about 7 hit points better than I did.
Gilly, on a scale of 1 to 11, you feel about a 7.
Awesome.
Can we get a Slurpee with that? Is it free Slurpee day?
7-Eleven actually canceled their free Slurpee day.
Boo.
He's a good guy. See, he's all better.
I
Or
don't
she.
exactly feel all better.
No, that sounds like a guy.
But at least
you
I
a
don't
boy,
have to
Miss
drag you anymore.
Is that a boy turtle or a girl turtle?
I am a male turtle.
See? He's all better.
Well, we need to get out of here. I don't want more of those toys showing up and making us all have to take a potion.
Are you guys leaving already?
Keljor will burn this place to the ground.
Can we save my friends before you do that?
Keljor will burn this place to the ground.
What friends?
My team. All the guards for Kringle and, all my friends.
What happened to them?
They are being forced to build these things.
And she points down to the toy soldier that she grabbed.
Who's doing that to them?
His name is Krampus, and he's pretty much horrible.
It's his fault that our friend is dead.
It's his fault that some of my friends are dead too.
Yeah,
Krampus
so-
did this.
Krampus, yeah.
He
He's a
will
mean
die.
old guy. I'm okay with that. I can't do it by myself. So, will you help me, please? Pretty please, with
Well,
sugar
unless
plums
you...
and snowdrops and cherries and peppermints and candy canes and gumdrops, please.
Keljor takes one finger, places it on her mouth, and says, Keljor already said he murder him. No need to speak anymore.
She's gonna wrap her arms around Keljor's leg.
Please stop doing that.
I'm sorry.
She'll
Does
let
she
him go.
stop doing that, or?
Yeah, she does.
Okay.
Unless you have a potion like you gave our friend here, and many more of them, we need to at least regroup before we can fight anyone.
I have one more, and I can do a little bit of healing myself. I am magical too, but if you guys need a rest, we can rest. There are more potions in the workshop.
Is there any reason why it's time sensitive that we save them today?
Yes. Krampus is going to attack the village. very soon. They are making more of these little soldiers, and they're going to attack very soon.
Well, that's all I need, and I grab onto my sword and start heading for the workshop.
He feeds on fear, so don't be afraid of him. I can take you to where the potions are if we need to go there first. Probably.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I'm at 1 HP right now.
I'm at 2.
Alright, so let's go to the potions. Lead the way, our little friend.
She's gonna hand her second potion to the Furbolg, so you can have a 2d4 plus 2 health potion, just to get us in the door.
Yay! I'm gonna roll for that. It's +2. That'll equal 9. That means Mr. Keldor is back to full health. Yay!
And Jolly's down to 0 health potions.
So Keldor would describe the small side door that he found, and then he turns to Jolly and asks, "Is there another way behind where Krampus would sit? That way we sneak up on him."
The potions are, in the workshop area, and Krampus is sitting over by the fire, but we could kind of hear you guys fighting outside, which is why I made my run for it. I was gonna try and help you guys also escape to get help. But so we can go over by the workshop area and maybe get the stuff from over there, maybe without him seeing, hopefully.
Keldor will look to Jolly and Gilly and ask, "Krampus have any weaknesses?"
No, I don't think so.
Would Gilly, with him being a bard, would he have any idea of any stories about Krampus or...
Kids in sacks and punishment and that kind of stuff, but nothing specific. It's all been mythology and passed down from story to story. That's what turtles are, storytellers, and sometimes gets lost in translation.
I promise you, mister, it's not just a story. He is real as can be.
And she will pull out a tuft of black fur from her pouch to show everybody.
Most stories are based off of fact.
Well, I can tell you one fact. If we aren't gonna move on, he's gonna attack the village. And then Kringlefest is ruined. As it is, I don't even know the fate of Kringle himself. I'm supposed to guard him. It was my first day, and then this happened. And it's just really not going that well, okay? So if we could just do this, that would make me really happy. Please and thank you.
Keldor kneels down and asks her, "Do you know where Kringle might be?"
It was really chaotic when the whole attack happened, and I lost sight of him in the battle, and I don't know what happened to him.
Alright, then Krampus must be our target.
Yeah, but you wanted the health potions, right? Those are in a different area. We gotta go there first if you guys want the health potions.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going into battle with only, no health.
Yeah, you look pretty messed up. I'm sorry about that, buddy, but you look pretty messed up.
Yes, these wounds need healed.
Alright, then lead the
Not
way.
that he looked that great in the first place.
Hey,
I wouldn't know.
you're lucky you're alive.
Alright, so let's head off to the health potions.
Well, Keldor, I do have one question for you. What are you doing with Zenora?
He's, still carrying her on the shoulder, so unless someone says you need to put Zenora back down, guess she's along for the ride.
Yeah, Joe's not gonna say anything. She's like, whatever, to each their own.
He's got a -1 intelligence. He's focused in on one thing right now. One thing at a time.
Well, what's your wisdom?
Let's find that out. I have a wisdom of 13.
So you have a +1 wisdom.
But he's also angry, so he's ready to head towards the potions.
So, you all make the trek back to the warehouse. You see the bodies of the 10 soldiers still lying strewn. The area seems darker than it did before. The night sky did not have a single star or moon in the sky, but everything just seems a little bit darker and a little bit colder, and the crunching that your boots make upon the snow is nearly deafening. You step upon the wooden gangplanks that lead up to the doors. Do you walk through them?
Yeah, I'll lead the way through.
Stealthily, I hope.
No one said they were rolling a stealth check.
That's why I said I am.
I'll roll stealth as well.
Jolly will be as quiet as she can.
That's a 4. No, Yeah, it's a 4.
It's a 6.
Crunch, 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 crunch.
Gilly rolls a 10.
The highest out of all of us.
And Gilly's the only one who breaks double digits, because Jolly falls with a 9.
Opening the double doors on the west side of the warehouse, you find the main area of the workshop. The area is 60 foot wide by 40 feet at its deepest, with a 30 foot high ceiling. The room is filled with dozens of gnomes in pointy green and red hats, methodically working away on toy soldiers. At the end of the workshop sits a 6 foot tall monster, covered in dark fur with cloven feet, a tail and 2 horns, pointed ears, and a long tongue. The monster turns to look right at you, and lets out a huge roar. The roar extinguishes the candles and plunges the large workshop into near darkness. And we will go ahead and start initiative.
Nope, I'm out.
It's too late to turn back now.
Oh, you bet. Like, my turn is literally just going to be running away. I have 2 health points. I thought we were going in the other entrance that did not have a monster.
That's what
So,
I
We said we
bye.
were going for the... That's what I said I was doing. We were heading for the potion.
Yeah, we were going for
Yeah.
potions, not
You're-
for Krampus.
So you are in this room.
He moved.
Krampus is in this room. You opened the door because you rolled bad stealth.
Okay.
He saw you, so you can get to the potions that are in this room. Okay?
Before he kills us, basically.
Before he kills you.
Nice.
What did everybody roll for initiative?
Killjoy got 19.
Jolly got a big old 2.
I got a 12.
That would be an 11.
With initiative set, Keljor, it is your turn.
So Keljor has stepped up with a defiant roar of his own towards Krampus and cast Mind Sliver, which, just for the folks at home, you drive a disorienting spike of psychic energy into the mind of one creature you can see within range. The target must succeed on an intelligence saving throw or take a d6 psychic damage and subtract a d4 from their next saving throw it makes before the end of your next turn. So Krampus needs to make a DC 13 save or take 5 psychic damage and subtract a d4 from its next saving throw.
Intelligence, correct?
Correct.
He rolled a 9, so he did not save.
Alright, so he will take 5 points of psychic energy, and if anyone wants to cast a to save spell on him at any point until my next turn, he will lose a d4 from his saving throw. That will be my turn.
Stupid Krampus.
So on Krampus's turn, he stands up to his full height, breathes in deep. He goes, "Are you afraid of the dark?" And darkness surrounds the area around him.
No, not really.
Kramar.
Magical darkness?
Magical darkness, yes. Kramar, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I'm going to grab me one of these healing potions in this room.
Roll me a notice check. Perception.
Quit trying to make notice of thing.
I always do.
Somebody was helping me with that, right?
I mean, Jolly can point to them.
Are you giving up your turn?
Yeah.
Okay, then the DM will allow it.
I mean, she was just gonna get the potions too, so that works.
Okay. So yes, Kramar, you can get advantage on your perception check. What did you roll?
I rolled a 22 with that help.
They're right over there.
In the bustle of all the gnomes working, building this toy army, you see a stack of very bright red vials with green swirls into them, exactly like the one that Jolly gave you just moments ago. You may run over there and grab one if you like.
Yes, I'm definitely going to run over there and grab one. Do I have enough time to take one in this turn?
You do have a movement action and a full action to go, so yes.
Okay, so yeah, I'll use that to take one. So there were 2.
It's 2d4 plus 2.
So I get 7 hit points back.
As you tilt the vial back, a strong taste of peppermint fills your tongue. The liquid going down is warm, almost like hot chocolate, and you feel better instantly.
Oh wow, these things are quite delicious as well. Most potions taste, well, not so.
Gilly, it's your turn.
I am going to cast Sleep then, and I'm gonna sing a little lullaby. Go to sleep, dumb little robot. I have 18 hit points that I am able to... So starting with the creature that has the lowest current hit points, each creature affected by this spell falls unconscious until the spell ends. The sleeper takes damage or someone uses an action to shake or slap the sleeper awake. Subtract each creature's hit points from the total before moving on to the creature with the next lowest hit points. The creature's hit points be equal or less than that remaining total for the creature to be effective.
As you cast your spell, you hear metal bending and moving as one of the toy soldiers that surrounded Krampus bowls over. So one of the toy soldiers is not moving. The other one, he moves out in front of the darkness. You can see him plainly. And the first creature that he sees, which is Gilly, 13 to hit you.
That does not hit.
The bullet ricochets off your turtle chest, and we'll go into Jolly. Jolly, you gave up your action to help search for potions, so you have a movement and a bonus action remaining for you.
So her bonus action, she's going to stash a potion right in her belt.
Mhm.
That way it's easily accessible. And she is going to charge on up right alongside the big turtle guy. Square off against whatever enemies are ahead of her. Looks like a sleeping tin man. She's ready.
Keljor, you're up.
Keljor realizes very quickly that the only way where they're going to be able to attack Krampus is if Krampus comes towards them. So, what would taunting look like in D&D? Is it something only specific classes can do, or is it something anybody can do?
Are you trying to taunt in an intimidating way to make yourself seem like the biggest threat? Or are you trying to be more like, come at me, bro?
Come at me.
All right, roll for persuasion.
That's going to be a 19.
How do you try to taunt this demonic figure of darkness?
Keljor, realizing he is a man of few words, decides to paint a picture, a universal picture that literally anyone could understand. He sets Sonora down, turns around, and moons Krampus.
That may definitely get his attention. Do you do anything else, Keljor?
He then stands up and says, "My moon outshines your darkness any day."
Okay, I'm down for that one. As you turn around, that big rolling ball of darkness shoots for you. In an instant, you are covered in darkness. You cannot see 2 inches ahead of you. You hear the thundering of hooves upon wood, and Krampus comes to gore. 15 to hit you, Keljor.
That will hit.
You're going to take 8 points of piercing damage.
And Keljor is down.
As you fall to the ground, you hear him say,
Is that full health?
Yep.
Damn, alright.
A sorcerer is not meant to do the things that Keljor does. But Keljor does, but Keljor wants. Whatever the heck that is.
Alright, sorry, DM.
"Oh, you're fine." As Keljor's body hits the ground, you hear out of the darkness, "I have been planning my return for centuries. What a few moments to destroy you all." Kramnar, it is your turn.
Can I still fill around for any health potions, or
Yeah, you know where they are. You can grab them.
how many can I grab before it's a burden?
Roll me a d4. That's how many you can grab in 6 seconds.
Fair. 3.
Your hand comes out, you just basically swipe 3 of them into your bag, and you see this massive darkness, and you hear those blood-curdling words, and then you hear a thump, like a body hitting the floor. What do you do?
That can't be good. I will rush off in the direction of the thump.
The closer you get, the darker it becomes, and there is a point where you'll be covered in the instant inky blackness. Do you proceed?
Oh, I knew my companions were back that way, so yeah, I'm gonna keep trudging into the darkness.
The darkness surrounds your eyes, and you have gone nearly blind. You can hear things. You can smell something really awful and terrible. And you feel the floor beneath you, but other than that, there's nothing. What are you looking for?
Sound of the noise of combat.
You don't hear the sound of noise of combat right now, because combat is over. Your friend got severely hurt.
But I don't know that, and
Yeah.
I can't help him if I can't find him.
Well, roll me an investigation.
That I can do. 12.
As you're trudging forward through the darkness, you stumble and fall over something laying in the middle of the floor. As you reach around, you grab something that's warm, but also at the same time kind of meaty. Might be a leg, might be an arm. You're not entirely sure. And we will go to Gilly.
I am going to retreat inside my shell.
Are you doing anything else?
No, that'll be it.
The toy soldier is going to fire at the closest target, which at this point in time would be Gilly. Its tiny little musket goes pew! 20 to hit.
20 misses.
Alright. Next up is Jolly. What does Jolly do?
Can Jolly see the toy soldier that just shot?
No, everything is covered in darkness.
Okay, so she's She's gonna just kind of move forward and pray to Kringle that the first thing she encounters is an enemy, because she's gonna swing at the first thing that she reaches in that darkness. Whether it's Krampus, a toy soldier, or one of these new people. She's just a little bit scared, but trying not to be, because she knows that Krampus feeds on fear. So she's just put on a brave face and swing it. She's hoping it's Krampus, so she's just gonna kind of stab forward as hard as she possibly can.
I need you to go ahead and make me an attack roll with disadvantage.
Alright, that's gonna be a 12.
Unfortunately, a 12 will not hit. Do you do anything else?
No, she is just gonna stand there, kind of pull her halberd back to her in a defensive stance for cinematic purposes.
Okay. Keljor, it is your turn. I need you to go ahead and make me your first death saving throw.
Keljor rolls a 15 on his first death saving throw.
Very good. You are slowly coming back to consciousness. Krampus is up. He chuckles a little bit. So Gilly, Jolly, as the darkness surrounds you, you hear, I will grow in power from the pain and sorrow of the children trapped in eternal darkness. Jolly, does an 18 hit you?
Yep, an 18 hits her.
Jolly, through the blackness, you feel pain burst out of your chest. Something long and sharp has clawed into you. Kramnar, it is your turn.
Alright, I'm gonna be crawling around trying to find the thing I tripped over. Can I assume that it's one of my,
You can assume whatever you want to.
So I'm gonna assume it's one of my friends, administer one of these health potions.
You find what you think is the lips. You pop the health potion, put it into the thing's mouth. Go ahead and roll me 2d4 and I'll tell you what happens.
I swear, if that's the body of...
What did you roll?
I rolled a 4.
Okay, so +2 is a 6, so... Keljor! As you feel yourself drifting between the border in life and death, a sharp taste of peppermint hits your tongue. You heal yourself for 6 points of health. As you open your eyes, you still can't see anything. You've come back, but you may be blind.
The shadows have accepted me.
Anything else, Kramnar?
I'm gonna continue crawling, trying to get out of the darkness, back towards my friends, but I don't think I'll ever reach the edge.
Very well. Gilly, you're up.
So I am still in the darkness, correct?
You are still in the darkness, still in your shell.
I am just gonna stay my turn and stay in the shell, I guess.
Okay.
At least until the darkness passes.
Jolly, you're back up.
Jolly did not like getting hit, so she is going to activate one of her abilities. It's called Divine Sense. As an action, I can open awareness to detect such forces of evil. She can detect the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet of her that's not behind total cover. So I'm not sure if that works against darkness. I believe she's just going to try to get like a sense of where Krampus is. That way, next turn, she can attack him.
How does your magic work?
It's not so much of a visual thing as it is she kind of hears like the jingling of bells in the right area.
As you scan the area, you hear the jingling of little tiny bells, and it gets louder. And all of a sudden, you don't see it, but you sense it. Standing in front of you is a very dark, very concentrated being of fiendish evil.
Alright, that is what she's gunning for next turn.
Keljor, you're up.
Okay, Keljor, once he realizes that he has not been taken back to the Shadow Vale or whatever, thinks to himself for a minute, and I believe I'm going to take a page out of Jolly's book with Detect Magic. Now, I'm not sure if this would work, but from what the description says, there might be a chance it could work. For the duration, you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn its school of magic, if any. This spell can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt. So my question is, if I cast Detect Magic, would it cause a faint aura to come from Krampus, so that I could see him in a way?
If you cast a spell, I'll tell you.
Alright, let's see if this will work. Keljor, cast Detect Magic.
How does your magic work?
Since Keljor is a shadow sorcerer, if this works, what happens is the darkness of the spell almost for a moment turns against its creator and creates like a bubble almost around anyone of magical means or with magical weapons inside the darkness is standing. So it would be like a little aura around Krampus or anyone else in the darkness, or Gilly, for instance.
You see a very calming, jolly aura, pun intended, standing next to you, and then you see a dark, destructive aura directly in front of you.
Okay, that lasts for 10 minutes with concentration. Keljor is going to take the rest of his turn to stand up, ready himself to cast a spell.
Very well. Next up is Krampus. Below grumble and a roar, you hear, "The children will be getting no presents this year. Only pain."
No. That makes Jolly very sad.
19 to the turtle.
19 does not hit.
His claws grate against the outside of your carapace. Everybody around you kind of like just cringes away from it. As his third turn ends, so does his darkness. And you see the form of a very tall, very shaggy, dark-furred creature with horns and hooven claws standing in front of the three of you. Kramnar, it's your turn.
Alright, so as I'm trying to listen in and pinpoint where this battle's taking place, I'm like, I can see again. Now, it's my turn. And I'll ready my axe. I'm in here with 16, is that hit?
16 will hit, sir.
Awesome. For 9 slashing damage, if he's able to take that.
Yeah, he took that.
That's about all I can do in the turn.
Gilly, it seems a little bit brighter, but you're still in your shell.
Alright, so then I am going to get up. Is there anything that I can see around me that looks Krampus-like?
There's a giant furry demon in front of you.
Alright, I will slash at that with my sword.
Okay, roll for attack.
Does a 6 hit?
6 will not hit, no.
That's going to be a miss for me.
As your blade comes up, it sidesteps. It trims off a little bit of its fur, but you draw no blood. Toy soldier is still asleep. Jolly, you're up.
So she's done this kind of thing in practice before where her and another soldier, they each fight mannequin at the same time, but they do so from opposite sides. So she's going to roll a little bit around so that the turtle is on one side of him and she's on the other side. That way she's got some flanking on him. Now that she can see him, she's going to hit him again in a more advantageous spot. Maybe not quite so advantageous. Yeah, that's an 11.
Unfortunately, the demon is very large but very quick, dodging nimbly out of the ways of your strikes and your slashes.
She clipped a hoof.
Keljor.
Keljor takes one look at Krampus, gives him a dirty look, and casts Mind Sliver on him. So he needs to make a DC 13 intelligence saving throw,
Okay.
or take a D6 and then subtract a D4 from his next saving throw.
He rolled a 14.
So he passes. And that is pretty much all Keljor can do.
With the darkness going away, Krampus takes a step back. He's lost his advantage, but he's not about to give up on his plans. You cannot defeat me. I am Krampus, and Iceville will live in darkness forever. He's going to try to gore one of you.
He didn't take an opportunity attack stepping back from any of us, did he?
No, he did not.
Okay, he didn't step back that far then.
Gilly, what's your armor class?
That's going to be 17.
So Gilly, as one that's directly in front of him, he tilts his horns down and runs at you, catching you in the chest. Your shell barely protects you from this blow. You take no damage. Kramnar, it is your turn.
Alright, so coming back with my backswing on my axe after my last swing. Then would I be flanking with the turtle?
I mean, you can move around to flank with the turtle.
Okay. Seeing as Jolly's flanking, I mimic that, and I'm going to come around and flank with our other partner here, and I'll come swinging in with my axe for a 16.
16 will hit.
For 5 slashing.
The axe digs in deep. As you pull back the axe, there's dark ichor upon the blade. Gilly, you're up.
I am going to swing my sword again, double-handed. So with advantage, it would be a 19.
A 19 will hit.
Alright, so that's going to be 11 slashing damage.
Oh. Describe a little bit about what you do.
Getting annoyed with this evil being, all of his misdeeds, and sending toys and making me lose new friends, and this is what I sing songs about. So I channel all of that anger and strike true with my sword.
He is not looking well.
He was already ugly in the first place.
I was gonna say something about that too.
Jolly, it is your turn.
Seeing her new compatriots rally, Jolly is going to kind of steel herself, try and take another good hard stab at this guy. How about a 16?
16 will hit.
It's gonna be 10 slashing.
As your blade sinks in, Krampus drops down to one knee. You start to see his body start to shift, his bones start to pop, his claws elongate, his eyes grow wider, more savage and feral. Keljor, it's your turn.
He's fallen to the ground a little bit, right?
Yes.
Alright, so Keljor, always being the tactician of the group, walks over, grabs him by one of the horns, and releases a shocking grasp over him and says, "Bad goat man." And let's see if this thing works. No.
The horns do not conduct electricity. It
Yeah, I was about
seems.
to say that. I was like,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Unfortunately, Keljor did not pay the power company this and they have turned off the electricity. That was a nat 1.
That was a nat 1.
Should have grabbed him by the ear instead of the horn.
I should have. I should have grabbed him by the ear and given him a stern talking to.
And then shoved some soap in his mouth, that kind of stuff.
Yep. Krampus, we have had enough with your tomfoolery this year.
Mhm.
We want to have ourselves a very Merry Christmas.
Kringlefest.
Yeah, that one.
I know someone who's on the naughty list this year.
Me or Krampus?
Krampus, definitely.
Oh, shucks.
Can we?
Anywho, yeah, I failed. Can he hit me now?
Yeah,
let's
I'm gonna-
move on
yeah.
to him hitting me now.
I'm gonna
Okay,
hit you.
okay.
Remember
Good
in
talk.
I don't know if anybody's ever seen it's from season 2 when Tripp's character kept bad mouthing the bad guy. He's like, "I'm just gonna hit you with a glaive now." Like I was even like we were done with the cinematic things. Like I'm just gonna hit you now. Just, wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because it's just a
Yeah,
bad joke.
he can hit me now.
Okay.
We're good. We're all good now.
As you grab hold of the horns, your magic doesn't shoot off. Krampus's eyes shoot up towards you. His claws elongate, slashing at you for 16 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
He deals to you 8 points of damage, taking away the healing that health potion does. Keljor, you're back on the ground, bleeding out this time. But this time, the blood's external, not internal. Kramnar, you're up.
Keep swinging with my axe. Hopefully he's getting close to dying. 24 to hit
24 will hit.
for 10 slashing damage.
Kramnar, please describe how you kill Krampus.
Start singing. I'm gonna go, "Hello, darkness, my old friend. We will kill you in the end." As I take my axe through his chest and then kick his chest, ripping my axe back out.
Krampus falls to the ground. I was so close this time. And with a final breath, he dies.
Awesome. Jolly is gonna rush over to the fallen Furbolg and shove a peppermint flavored potion down its gullet.
Roll for healing.
Keljor gets 4 healing back, and she is going to, in the next instant, offer her own brand of healing, which is she's gonna lay on hands, which is 5 points of healing.
You hear a bit of commotion coming through the workshop as you all scramble to heal yourselves. The gnomes that were working on the toy soldiers, they snap, almost waking up from a dream. And they're like, oh God, oh no, oh, what did we do? What have we done? And they all rush towards a crate inside the workshop. And with little hammers and crowbars, they start to pry it and break it down. And out pops a very old gnome, bound and tied.
As soon as she's done healing, Jolly is going to jump to her feet and snap to attention.
The gnome, he's quite taller than most of the other ones, with a long beard and a red coat. Oh, thank you. You all have saved Kringlefest. All the little gnomes cheer and they're so happy that this person is out of the crate. He goes over to Jolly.
Jolly salutes.
Ah, Jolly, I think I know what you want for Kringlefest. And from his coat, he pulls out a small little badge. You've been promoted. You've earned this. Merry Kringlefest.
Thank you. I didn't actually put together a list of what I wanted, but I did make something for you.
I would love to see it.
She pulls out her little clockwork toy. It's so from a gnome's in the workshop standard, it's pretty much garbage because she's very young. But, you know, if any other, like, normal child had tried to put this together, it would have been a failure. So it's crude to their standards, but it's cute. And it's basically like a little reindeer. And you put like a hazelnut in its mouth, and then there's a little crank on the saddle, and it basically poops out the nut.
Such a clever little jolly. You make my belly jiggle like jelly.
She's, like, on the verge of tears, because she's like, oh my god, he likes it.
Now, Gilly. Sweet Gilly. My name is Kringle. You stood in the face of extreme danger. And for that, I thank you. He reaches into his jacket and he pulls out a long box and he hands it to you. A token of my gratitude.
He's just got his big old dumb turtle face like open, and he's like happy smiling as he's like taking it. He's pretty much fangirling right now, and he's just at a loss for words. I open it up.
Inside the box, it's lined with very beautiful red velvet, is a light-colored lute. It seems to be hand-carved with golden inlays. It's a masterwork piece.
Thank you, Kringle.
He taps on the lute itself. The strings start to pluck its own chords, and it starts to play a tune without anybody playing it. This is for you, my new favorite bard.
I start strumming on it, like, right away.
He walks over to Kramnar. And for Kramnar, you are quite old to be getting gifts from me this year.
Yes.
But I think I know exactly what would make you the happiest. From his jacket, he starts pulling out little boxes and little bags of gift wraps. Be sure to give those to the grandchildren.
Oh, that would make it a lot easier this year. Thank you.
Merry Kringlefest. And finally, he walks over to Keljor. I'm afraid I don't have anything in my coat for you.
Keljor is, not a fan of the lights thing, so it's okay.
Do you want my nutcracker?
But not to worry, for I think that there's a much better gift about to happen. And he turns you towards the door. In 3, 2, 1. And the doors open. And in walks a small little halfling with white hair, white skin, no sign of battle.
Alright, we killing Krampus or what?
Keljor runs over to Zenora, picks her up, tosses her in the air once, grabs her and gives her a big old bear hug.
Aw, Keljor. So we gonna kill him or what?
Don't worry about it. We already, the dwarf guy did it, but, I still say we should get Coco.
I still think we should get soup.
Yes.
And she looks
Soup.
over at the turtle.
Keljor's just like, yes, soup. Maybe we should, get a regular pot this time. Not that Keljor knows where to get one.
Yeah, the helmet was good, but I think that was more like we didn't have the right supplies. I still think the helmet would be good.
So I will definitely invest in some pottery for the field.
As you all leave the workshop, you notice a crew of gnomes are readying a sleigh out front, loading it with bags and parcels and hitching 8 reindeer to it. And with that, the Sunday Knights wish you all a Merry Kringlefest for all, and to all, a good Sunday night. The end.
Yay!
Turtle, play us out.